Hello everybody, good morning, welcome back to the channel. As you can see, it's an early one for me. It's only just got light. I've been up since 6 this morning trying to get this piece of shit ready. Basically we were struggling for a mapping session. We couldn't get it anywhere. I spoke to RS Tune and managed to pull a few little strings, and hey presto, they rang us yesterday and we're in today. So it's not so much the end of the road, but you know yourself, you're into cars. When you tune cars and you add bits, at the end you just want everything to work and you want the car to make its power. So today is D-Day for us. Will this little piece of shit make its power, or will it just laugh at us? I really don't know. I'm hoping for 210 to 215. I guess we're just going to have to see how it goes. Track day is booked for next Saturday, as per the previous videos. So fingers crossed, obviously everything goes to plan today and it works out alright. But this is the first clip, early doors, getting loaded, obviously off down to RS Tuning. So far, not so good. Arrived at RS Tuning, put it on the rollers, hey presto, typical French life. The front lambda's decided to shit itself, so we've now got the car up on the truck so we can get underneath it to change the lambda. Well, Dave's going to change the lambda, obviously not looking forward to it. So if you ever think about getting into tuning, Reynolds, this is the pitfalls you can be up against. We've done everything on this car and we've got 8 today, and as we've got here, the front lambda's decided not to read, so we're now swapping front to back to try and get it to read so we can get it mapped. Fingers crossed, but it's not looking so good at the minute. Current situation, you can tell, obviously Paul at RS knows about tuning Renaults because he keeps the lambda sensors in stock. So yeah, so that's our new one. We're going to chuck this in now so we can get a reading, and obviously the second lambda gets mapped out anyway. So we hope, obviously, well, we know this will get us away today. Everything else is bloody brand new, but yeah, that's where we're at now. Chuck the car up, fitment time. There's the culprit. Old scabby lambda. Obviously it is ancient, as you can see, and it's all shitted up, so it's been in there quite a long time. Bearing in mind, obviously the car being stood for a little bit as well, it hasn't helped it any. To be honest, I'm a realist. It's something that maybe we should have checked. We should have made sure that that was reading, but we didn't, and obviously now we've had to put a new one on. So it is what it is, and we're nearly there now, ready to go. So this is basically the very first drive of the car. Obviously with this car being sat in the garage for 5 or 6 years before we got it, we've renewed everything, built it, put everything together. But to be honest, as mad as it sounds, I actually haven't driven it yet. This is the first time I've been out in it, again since map. So as you can tell, yesterday obviously went quite well with the map. Basically the way that Paul at RS decided to map it was, what he said is with the cams is, it's only going to be a small horsepower car. Don't hunt stupid performance figures or power figures, because you're never going to get that. Which end of the day, let's be honest, it's a shitbox French Clio. You're never going to pull big numbers out of it, not with any engine anyway. So the way that he mapped it was, he was basically trying to pull the torque out of the cams. Well, for drivability, obviously it's going to be a track car, so that's what he's done. And what I can tell you is, after being in the car for like 10 or 15 minutes, you can feel the car actually wanting to lift at 3,000 revs, which for one of these, if you know obviously what they're all about, is unusual, because you don't actually get any power in these until you get to like 5 grand. It's like a Honda. You don't really feel like VVT changeover till you hit 5k. But I'm finding the car wants to come into power a little bit earlier. And what he's also done is as well, which again I really like, it allows me to go a little bit harder, a little bit further. He's raised the rev limit, so we're getting rev limiter in this at like 8,000 revs, which for me is a hell of a lot better. I always felt like these revved quite lazy and revved out a little bit early, but I find with the cams what it's done is it's livened everything up and allows the car to rev harder for longer. I'm coming down to a bit of known road here, a roundabout, and I should get a nice little exit from the roundabout, so I'll get my foot down in a second and you'll see what I mean, like how freely and for how long I can hold is unusual. Like I said, you'd liken them to a Honda. The Honda's rev for longer. The Clios, I always felt, revved out a little bit too sharp, a little bit too premature. So yeah, so far so good. The car feels awesome on the road. Everything's nice and tight. The box is good. Just a little bit of traffic here. I should get a nice little start. I'll just leave a little gap. There is a bit of traffic, so I'm just going to try and be careful and not be a fool. So, alright, so I'll get a go from first, I think, here. So I'll hold second gear, and you'll see what I mean, how long it revs. So it revs quite long. Difficult to get a sense of speed when you're in the car, but obviously we're in the fourth gear there. The car pulls well, and as you can tell from the video, it's holding its revs for quite a long time. That's the changeover, you'll hear it. Try and get it early. But yeah, I'm not gonna lie, as you can tell from my face, I absolutely love it. It is a little bit loud for my liking. I mean, I'm 37-year-old now. I'm maybe getting a bit old for loud cars, but the feel of it, and when you're inside of it, you can't help but smile. Just feels really good. Another bit of road, so we'll get another pull. I'll go for third. See it revs. Definitely no slouch. It's not going to rid me any draggies on the quarter mile, but I think this little car, for a track car, it's going to be phenomenal. And I'm not going to lie, I am looking forward to Cadwell Park. Steering's dead sharp, tyres feel good. Apart from it being too loud, I actually love it. The good thing is with the exhaust, the way it's built, yeah, I know it's loud when you're on the power, but I mean, I'd say we're at like cruising speed there. It's 60 mile an hour, and for me, like, I've got my foot just resting on the throttle. It's not too loud, but yeah, I'm absolutely buzzing with it. It feels mint. I'll end this little clip for now. Hopefully this gives you an idea of kind of how the car sounds and how it gets along. Basically, the next clip, I'm just stalled there because I just went past the police. The next clip, it'll be Cadwell